Thank you for joining us for CBN NewsWatch. I'm Ephraim Graham. President Trump's visit to Texas today comes after promising Congress the remaining $3 billion in the Federal Emergency Management Agency's disaster fund is enough to handle debris removal, temporary shelter, and other immediate needs for those displaced by the storm. And there are thousands with the Red Cross's primary shelter already beyond capacity. These are life and death moments caught on camera, with families fighting to stay above the more than 39 inches of rain that's already fallen in some areas of Texas. They're floating on air mattresses, piling into canoes and rescue baskets, and wading through waist-deep waters. Even with all 12,000 members of the Texas National Guard activated, it's still not enough. Neighbors like Captain Sam are stepping in, saving this family with his very own boat.
It's just very unfortunate because we don't have anything. You know, we lost everything in our apartment. It's just really unfortunate.
This is the Red Cross shelter at Houston's George R. Brown Convention Center. It's meant to house 5,000, but it's already beyond capacity with about 9,000 people.
As long as my baby's safe, I'm okay.
Still, the Red Cross says it isn't turning anyone away, as other charity groups are also rushing to Texas, helping the government handle this huge natural disaster. CBN's Operation Blessing is among those charitable organizations on the ground in Texas following one of the largest downpours in U.S. history. And Harvey still has its tightest grip on Houston, with even more rain expected. I want to turn now to Eric Rosales, who is on the ground with a look at how the power of God is bringing people together in the middle of this natural disaster.
The rain continues and so do the rescues. People are using whatever they can, from big trucks to even their own personal boats, just trying to get people out of stranded cars and bring them to safety.
Yeah, do y'all have boats right now or no?
We don't have any boats, so
we've got 3 boats, so we don't know the area.
Yeah.
These men tell CBN News they are doing what God told them to do. That is to leave the safety of their homes in Victoria, Texas, and drive up to the Houston suburb of Richmond to save lives.
I think somebody has to be the first person to put that foot out in front and say we're gonna take this initiative.
Reed Goodman just moved from North Dakota. He's been looking for work for the past 5 weeks and didn't understand why nothing surfaced. Now he realizes it was all part of God's plan, a plan that included his father and brother take their boat to Houston and save others from the rising flood waters.
A lot of these things fall into place for a reason that we don't understand, and they have a rhythm and emotion that only God can put together.
Reed's brother Robin said he felt like God was calling him to serve as well.
So I gave a call up to my dad and said, "Where are y'all?" They said, we haven't left Victoria yet. And I said, "All right, I'm an hour behind you." They had the boat, and I said, "I'll be the driver."
The group thought that they would be camping and sleeping in their trucks. But thanks to Texas generosity, people have opened their homes to give them food and shelter.
And sure enough, these mandatory evacuations happened literally about 8 to 10 hours ago, and there's going to be a flood of people that need it. So opening the house up is like the smallest thing we could possibly do to help.
With nearly 2 feet of rain expected on top of the 30-plus inches in some places, authorities worry the worst is yet to come. Harvey's been blamed for several deaths so far. It's been reported 6 family members drowned when their van was swept away by the rising flood waters. And Houston's police chief fears there could be more.
There is a reality that we have to come to grips with, and that is we are just beginning the process of responding to this storm.
City engineers release water from a pair of reservoirs to relieve pressure on older dams, but most of that water flowed directly into waterlogged neighborhoods. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has activated all 12,000 National Guard members. CBN's own Operation Blessing is helping the victims as well.
There's power in what we do, and so that's the greatest calling we have, is to share the love of Jesus.
Meanwhile, Houston's first responders and others are plucking thousands from the flood waters.
We're looking forward to a good day tomorrow, and many more to come. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Including this group from Victoria, Texas.
North Korea launched a ballistic missile that flew over Japan Monday. Alarms sounded on the Japanese island of Hokkaido when the missile was detected. It flew nearly 1,700 miles before splashing into the ocean. Japan's prime minister called the act a, quote, an unprecedented, serious and grave threat to our nation. Japanese officials say Japan, South Korea, and America, as well as other nations, will work together to take timely and appropriate responses. A member of the president's Evangelical Advisory Council says those calling for board members to step down are out of line. Reverend Samuel Rodriguez, the head of the Hispanic Christian Leadership Conference, has advised the last 3 administrations and says he views the access as God ordained. He believes those calling for Trump's evangelical advisors to resign should have done the same during the Obama administration.
Where was that conversation when President Obama, who I not only respect, but I have great love for, where was that argument when faith leaders surrounded Obama? Where was the argument of why don't evangelical advisors abandon Obama when he affirmed and celebrated and advanced the cause of same-sex marriage? Where was the uproar when Obama funded Planned Parenthood and funded international abortions?
Board members say since Charlottesville, they've been under increased pressure to part ways with the administration and to resign. Still ahead, this doctor is using a revolutionary treatment to reverse symptoms in Alzheimer's patients. Find out what you can do to prevent this deadly disease. Alzheimer's, just the word can be frightening. This dreaded disease not only steals memories, it also is America's 3rd leading cause of death. But one doctor has a way to successfully fight back. Lori Johnson visited one of his patients whose Alzheimer's symptoms have been reversed.
These days, 69-year-old Sally Weinrich smiles almost all the time, ever since her Alzheimer's symptoms reversed.
Life is good. I like being able to remember, to connect the dots, because I've experienced the absence of thinking, and that is scary.
Her husband, Martin, equally overjoyed.
She has come back.
Sally's not alone. Hundreds of patients with mild to moderate cognitive impairment experience never-before-seen improvements thanks to a revolutionary treatment developed by Dr. Dale Bredesen.
Alzheimer's disease is no longer a mystery. You don't have to say, we don't know why you get it, we don't know what to do about it. We do know why you get it, we do know what to do about it, and we know how to prevent it.
After 30 years of research, Dr. Bredesen is sharing his treatment in the new book, The End of Alzheimer's, as well as in medical journals. Just like a roof with 36 holes can only work when all 36 are repaired, Dr. Bredesen says there are 36 causes of Alzheimer's, which must all be addressed.
If there are specific exposures, you want to get rid of those. If there are specific nutritional changes, you want to address those. If there are hormonal changes, you want to address those. If there are inflammatory changes.
Sally and Martin sensed trouble when she began forgetting things, like her grandchildren's names and her purse at the grocery. A test confirmed early stages of Alzheimer's.
It was a total sense of hopelessness. A wish to die and not want to live, because as a nurse, I've cared for Alzheimer's patients, and I also have had family members who I love dearly who've had advanced Alzheimer's and who died from Alzheimer's, in fact.
So, of course, I was scared.
Martin, a scientific researcher, scoured the internet for help. He found Dr. Bredesen's protocol and got Sally on board.
You don't want to wait until it's very late in the game. The earlier the better, and the more likely you're going to see dramatic improvements.
Sally got what Dr. Bredesen calls a cognoscopy, blood work, genetic tests, and more to identify where she was when it came to Alzheimer's 36 causes.
All of us should have a cognoscopy when we get to 45 or more, just as we get a colonoscopy when we're 50. Everybody knows that.
Sally's results pinpointed specific areas of concern.
Each person's program is different. So we developed a computerized algorithm so that you can look at all the different contributors for each person, identify.
The next step for Sally, tailor-made treatment that zeroes in on where she needs improvement. In her case, that meant certain medicines, vitamins, and supplements, more sleep, less stress.
And the first thing I started doing was spending, because Dr. Bredesen talks about decreasing stress, was spending 30 minutes each morning praying. I immediately saw improvement in what I could recall. Next thing I did was increase my exercise. I immediately saw improvement in my thinking.
Sally eats a mildly ketogenic diet as part of her treatment. That means no sugar and very few other carbohydrates.
When I am ketogenic, my brain thinks clearer than when I'm not ketogenic.
Sally eliminated exposure to certain toxins like mold and pesticides, addressed hidden infections in her body, and much more.
I have not gone to town and forgotten my pocketbook since I've started this program. Hallelujah, because I need my credit card.
It takes typically 3 to 6 months, but we see unprecedented improvements in their scores, in their ability to go back to work, interact with their families, increases in their hippocampal volumes, things like that.
When it comes to sustainability, Dr. Bredesen says people who have been on the program for 5 years now are still mentally fit. So while genetics mean an estimated 75 million Americans are predisposed to Alzheimer's, like Sally Weinrich, Dr. Dale Bredesen says they no longer have to fear being tested, because now there's something they can do about it.
The fear is pretty much gone. The doubt is pretty much gone. And that's the real Sally. That's who God and Dale Bredesen have given back to me.
And Lori joins us here in studio to talk more about Alzheimer's and Dr. Bredesen's book. Thank you for being here. Let's begin with, there are 36 causes of Alzheimer's. Can you tell us what some of those are?
Well, things like diet, that's the big one.
Okay.
Lack of exercise, sleep, stress, and then also things that we're not aware of a lot of times, like toxins, mold, for example, mold in your house, in your shower, things like that. Those mold spores become airborne and we breathe them in. Other types of infections like Lyme disease, periodontal disease, they've done autopsies on people who died of Alzheimer's, and they noticed that there were bacteria from these infections in their brain.
Wow.
Things like that.
So what are some ways that we can either prevent or detect this early?
Well, this cognoscopy that Dr. Bredesen talks about is wonderful, and he suggests, and I'm going to get mine, that everybody at age 45 starts to get one. And all you have to do is go to your local doctor. You might want to take the book or go to Dr. Bredesen's website, which is drbredesen.com.
Okay.
How easy is that? And it talks about what tests you need, blood tests and whatnot. And then from that, they have a computer algorithm that tells you where your strengths and weaknesses are. And from there, you can kind of nip it in the bud. In other words, prevent Alzheimer's before it even happens. Or if you're in the early stages of Alzheimer's, reverse the symptoms, as we saw with Sally.
Now, people hear that and they're going to wonder, so, okay, so I get the results. What happens? How do I begin that process?
They will tell you every treatment, every protocol is custom made. So you get your cognoscopy, you send the results to Dr. Bredesen, and pretty soon other doctors will be able to look at those results and tell you what to do. Like, for example, there are like 600 doctors nationwide who are being trained in this, but they look at your results and then they give you a customized treatment. And a lot of the things are like we saw with Sally, the certain types of vitamins and supplements, vitamin D, and hormones sometimes, and exercise. It's a whole long list. It does require a lot of personal responsibility.
So Dr. Bredesen developed the protocol for all of this.
He did, and this guy knows what he's talking about. He went to Duke Med, did his residency at at Duke, then Caltech, and then he's been doing this research for 30 years. So he's got the pedigree. He knows what he's talking about. He's really a brilliant man.
And he's the one now training other doctors?
He is, and 600 so far and growing.
That's awesome. Awesome. Good stuff. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
The book is
The End of Alzheimer's. Couldn't be more clear.
Absolutely.
It just came out. It was just released last week.
That is a good book to have. Dr. Bredesen's book is called The End of Alzheimer's. You can get it wherever books are sold. Up next, we are heading to Studio 5 and hearing from chart-topping gospel recording artist Brian Popkin. It's an interview you won't want to miss. Stay with us. Brian Popkin has a chart-topping gospel song. It's reached #1 on Billboard, and the story behind it all is quite amazing. I sat down with the man behind the music in Studio 5. Brian Popkin's I Got Out is the latest anthem of hope for churches across America. While his music tops the charts today, his talent has been wowing audiences since he was a child. We dug through our archives to find some of Brian's earlier work.
It says that if any instrument, if you you preach the word, any instrument can touch a person. Even if you don't preach the word, just an instrument can touch a person.
Where's the music coming from in your story?
My heart. But ultimately, there's been a lot of frustration and confusion in my life. There's been twists and turns. There's been expectations that I kind of expected, and then you get a jab, you get a left hook, you get an uppercut, and you weren't expecting that in life. So when you go up against the ropes one time, you're like, ooh, I can. You just get confused and frustrated. And so a lot of it's crying out to God. And in that moment of frustration and confusion, a song is usually birthed, at least for me.
Watching things about you online, I saw a beautiful prophecy that T.D. Jakes delivered to you.
I know you've been through a lot of storms and a lot of changes. Before you minister to us, I just want to tell you something. This is a new season for you.
What were the frustrations happening prior to that?
Prior to that, I was in the process of almost declaring bankruptcy. I had the appointment set up. My family situation was difficult because I just didn't have my priorities in check. And so at that particular moment, just so much was going on, and God birthed this song, I Can Make It. I'm starting to go around and, just like that was the first moment of where I started to go around and start singing that song and proclaim that song with people. All that was just starting. Yet my world was still a bit of a mess. And so I'd be singing it and even believing it in my own, God, I can make it. With you, I can come out of this. And, Bishop Jakes, I've always been encouraged by his messages. I have like hundreds of his teaching tapes on cassette. And, he's just always encouraged me and always been a blessing to so many. But that was the actual service that Tyler Perry gave $1 million to their youth center, and it just caused a big praise outbreak.
You've got a song that's topping Billboard charts right now.
It's crazy, man. It's a blessing.
It is beautiful.
Yeah, number one, I can't.
Number one.
I never thought I'd be saying number one. I've been number 88 and number 2012, but number one. It's God's favor, man.
I heard your music before I saw you years ago.
Yeah.
And then when I go to look and see who this
Brian Popkin
guy is, I thought,
you guys, whoa.
Okay. I didn't expect he'd be
That's
white.
the first time I'm ever hearing that. I never get that.
I'm sure you get this. So where did this soul come from? Because even watching you in church, I feel like my grandmother could have birthed you.
Isn't that funny? Well, first of all, I didn't pick this color. You know, I just somehow like poof was
God
here,
wrapped you that
and
way.
I was like, "What is this?" No, it's the Holy Ghost, man. That's what it is. No, I think you maybe are a product of your environment. You know, if you weren't brought up in church, maybe you might not know what church is. And I've been brought up in church my whole life. I've been in diverse churches. I've been in African-American churches where I'm like the only white boy. And, you know, I adapt and I connect because my heart is in it. I'm not trying to play something or be something. This is who I am. When I realized what I love, man, I've always admired soulful music, church music. I've lived it, I've breathed it. It's just me.
Brian Popkin's latest project is called I Got Out, and it is certainly worth listening. Stay with us. There's much more of CBN NewsWatch straight ahead. Time now for your Tuesday Tweetable. This is a message that is meant to inspire you, but I also hope you will make time to post, tag, tweet, and share it with others. Remember this, God has called you to bloom where you're planted, but don't forget the roots grow deep before the tree grows high. With that word, be sure to make this a terrific Tuesday. That is going to do it for this edition of CBN NewsWatch. Remember, you can find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues you care most about always at cbnnews.com. We'd love to hear what you think about the stories you've seen here today. You can do that by emailing newswatch@cbn.com. And of course, you can also reach out and touch us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hope you'll join us again right here next time. Make this a terrific Tuesday. We'll see you right back here come tomorrow. Goodbye and God bless.